What's up, guys? So today is Saturday and I should be going to Top Drift because I'm judging up there. Don't need to be there today, I guess, mandatory, but I should be up there so I can help the guys learn the line better. I would want to be, but yeah, there's like way too much stuff happening at the shop, and then gotta get my car ready. So today we are going to go grab one of the customers' cars from paint. I'm gonna drive over there. It's at JV Auto Body again, and then bring it back to the shop, put a couple things back together on it, then work on Mike Shader's Supra a little more and my Supra. So we're ready for taking the time off for one day off in the last like month or so, month and a half probably, and then we're gonna go to Top Drift tomorrow really early, and then I'll be judging up there. I'll bring you guys with me, but yeah, that's the reason why. And I told you guys I wasn't gonna eat anymore when I was vlogging, so I stopped eating because I am eating right now. But no more food in my mouth when vlogging. All right, well, we'll show you guys when we go grab the trailer. And we're going to JV Auto Body in the truck. No! Okay, I gotta clean that later. Alright guys, opening up the shop. We have Vicha here. So he's helping get everything ready. But we gotta move the white Hyundai, grab the trailer. There's way too many cars here, so we're gonna move the white Hyundai, grab the trailer, and then hook it up, go get Emmett's 350Z. You guys remember that one, the LS one from paint? He had the rear hatch, cage, battery box, and I think one other thing painted. Having like a mind blank right now, but and then we'll be back to work on the Supra. So, alright, so we're here at JV Auto Body. There's JP, snap-on jacket. He's working. Don't interrupt him. But look, Supra. He's gonna redo that Supra. There's JP. Hey JP.
Hi guys.
Hey.
I have it in the storage. I'll pull up over there.
Yeah, sorry I was late. A whole day late. Okay, so we're gonna go grab the Z out of storage, but that's a Supra he's working on with some other car's bumper on it. He's bringing that one back to life, all pretty. You'll see it, but later. All right, we're gonna get set up and get this car on the trailer. Alright, so JP painted all the front, we loaded it up, good job, and then now we're gonna head back to the shop and start working on stuff, maybe work on that car a little bit, but we're happy with the results. Good job JP, JV Auto Body. So all the boys are up at Top Drift drifting, and we're here with some Supras. So right now, this is the list I have for my Supra. Simple things, but it's gonna take time because we gotta take wheels off to raise the front and lower the rear. Do some nut and bolt checks, some hardware, do some bumper install pieces with like the Sparco spring latches that I use to hold the bumper on. So we got plenty of stuff to do on that car. We have a lot of paperwork to update a couple customers with invoices on work we've done, and still got to take Emmett's Z off the lift or the trailer, and then Vicha is over here doing the finishing touches on Mike Shader's Supra. So remember we had talked about cam crank, so these are the cam crank shielded wires that FSR just did quick fix so that we could route around his OEM harness that somehow has a short in it somewhere. And then also we had noticed that the shielding on the shielded wires weren't grounded from the factory. Well, factory might have been, but then it has this jumper harness that goes from factory harness into a Pro EFI 128. So it's a plug and play setup for you know, a Supra guy with a USDM Supra can just buy that, boom, 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 plug it in and good to go. But there's usually some hiccup somewhere with any build, so this was our hiccup on this one. There's some other little things, but nothing major. We added grounds. It has like a little bit of a leak on the power steering reservoir because I think, oh, it's an old cap. We did an IS 300 power steering on that one, so it cannot interfere with the hypertune. But the cap wants to spit out at high RPM, so maybe we got to get a new cap. Little stuff, but little things matter, and you don't want any sloppy stuff. So we had these routed out and around the side of the chassis. They're working, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull his harness like open and like take the little connector or the little like shielded plastic parts off. I'll show you guys, and then we're gonna route new cam and crank. Instead of troubleshooting, which might take like 5-6 hours to find the short and peeling everything back, we're gonna undo these zip ties, undo some bolts there, and unclip this part of the chassis harness, or no, the engine harness, so we can just put these two shielded wires in there. We're gonna run them through. Mike's buddy Dave redid the clips here on this part of the loom, and he had done some other harness work on there, and somewhere in there maybe an issue happened with a cam crank, or it was an existing issue and he didn't know about it, so he would have had the time to fix it at that point. But since probably Mike didn't know, he didn't know because they never were asking high horsepower out of it, there wouldn't have been like a choking point, which when you start asking over 700 horsepower, that's when every little bit of voltage matters, grounds matter, everything matters, and wiring might be something that stops you, or fuel or coils. But he had the right fuel. He needed to buy brand new coils. He had stock OEM coils. It didn't end up going past 800, so then we bought new stock OEM coils, gapped the plugs down a little bit more, and we were good to go for 1,000. So it's possible, but usually you gotta like figure out what's stopping you. So this looks messy, but that's because they just wanted to make it happen on the dyno. And then we got a checklist from Ian and Eric over at FSR, and we're completing the checklist, and then we make our own little checklist too of some other stuff we're noticing. So what I was gonna explain is shielded wire. So when you got two wires in a shielded wire, it'll have, there's 3 and 4 shielded wire sheaths, but it'll have this little like, see there's like silver in there. Well, you guys can see the silverish blue stuff. So there's like a metal sheathing over it, which it'll cancel out noise. Noise being like, it's not actual physical noise, it's electrical noise from like injectors when they hit and they pulse, or coils when they're firing. So the cam needs a strong signal, and same with the crank, so it knows where the relation of the motor is for ignition timing. So then we will ground that shield. We'll pull it back like maybe a foot and then tie them together, ground it to the chassis down underneath the ECU or somewhere underneath the passenger footwell. No one will know, but it needs that, and we're gonna do that. So that is the plan right now. Tuck that wire back into the stock harness loom type area, and then ground it, clean up that footwell, and then Mike Shader Supra's good to go for this stage. I'm sure it'll come back and forth as he like fine tunes and upgrades and little things like any other race car, even though it's kind of a street race car. He wants to do roll race, mile racing, half mile, kind of the perfect setup for that. So that's what we're doing today. Trying to just get everything moving forward so we can make some money to go drifting with the blue Supra at Formula Drift. I wish I was out there driving it today, but I can't be. Okay, So we're gonna get to all that, and then we will probably update you guys at the end of the day. And then tomorrow we are going to Top Drift, and so we're gonna watch drifting. You're gonna watch me do judging. I know you've seen it before if you go way back into the vlogs. I was judging last year and I vlogged some of the last 2 rounds, so you could watch that. But we're gonna do, we got better at vlogging and we got a better camera. So we're gonna do some cool videos from tomorrow, and that will be it. So talk to you guys shortly. Hey, so sometimes it's like a racetrack here in Mexico. It's kind of funny. It's like the Derby racetrack today. Oh, that's our neighbor, and he does Derby out at where's that, like Lake Elsinore or whatever, that track out there. You guys know, correct me, but remember I got the cop car to go do Derby, so he's the guy that got me to want to do it. But there's my future Derby car over there, it's just waiting. But we're just sitting here working, all of a sudden, rah, rah, rah. Yeah, it's just a funny place here where we work. Okay, back to work. That was cool though. So now it's kind of like 9 at night, I think 8:45, something like that. Saturday night, we're gonna be leaving to Willow Springs early in the morning to try and get there 7:30 to 8 o'clock. We put these Sparco springs on here. This is pretty much the only thing I use that holds my bumper on. The rest of it just has good fitment with a bash bar hidden underneath here, so it doesn't go anywhere. We raised the front of the car. We got the rear firewall in. Then he put this on. There's some other stuff we weren't able to do tonight. People keep stopping by and giving us distractions of not to work. It happens. But it looks like it's coming along pretty good. Nice and clean. So we will be heading to Willow Springs tomorrow to watch some drifting. It's been a long time since I've been able to watch drifting. He's gonna be going to his first American drift event. It's gonna be exciting. And then probably, yeah, so that's it for today. So we'll see you guys in the morning and we'll take you along for the ride. All right, see you guys.